I think the first one I'm going to go with was when a very young Tom was Mascot against Newcastle in the cup. Obviously, it wasn't a successful day on the pitch. I was a terrible Mascot, and that we lost. But it was an exciting game. We ran a Premier League team with Alan Shearer, who was the captain of Newcastle at the time. Very, very close. I think it was also quite a sad day. I think Gareth Roberts broke his leg in that game, if I remember correctly. But that, as a young Tranmere fan, the opportunity to be a Mascot and for such a big game was incredible. Obviously, Wayne Allison would have been the captain that day. Pretty sure he scored in that. Joe Murphy was the goalkeeper back then, and he's still playing now, which is quite incredible. So I was warming Joe up before the game, as you obviously used to come out the tunnel, and they used to do that thing, didn't they? They all had a ball, and they'd all just welly it towards the goal when they came out the tunnel running out. I thought it was always such a great watch to see how many went in the goal. But yeah, went out, warmed Joe up, and then Wayne Allison obviously took me to the centre circle. You're shaking hands with Shearer and the photo, and then watching that game with all my family that day. Obviously, my mum and sister, they came to watch, with obviously me being on the pitch for a short spell. And it was another game. We obviously didn't get the result we'd have loved, but we went toe to toe with a Premier League team. The atmosphere, the ground was bouncing, and I think it showed sort of why I was a Tranmere Rovers fan and what the sort of club stood for at that moment. So that's obviously a special one for me, and one I'll remember.
So how old would you have been? 8, 9?
Oh God.
February 2000, the date, by the way, for those of you wondering.
2000. So yeah, I've been eight years of age at that point.
So the atmosphere, as you say, was absolutely bouncing. I remember, as is often the case, the Newcastle fans were particularly electric. It's always stuck in my head that they chanted to Bobby Robson to give him a wave. I don't know why that stuck in my head, but I just remember that of that game. The attendance was 15,776, so pretty much capacity. As an 8-year-old, do you remember being particularly scared of that noise, or do you just remember embracing it and thinking, wow?
I remember, like, in the tunnel, how loud it was, and then you're running out, and I think it was good because everyone, like, it wasn't like now where they walk out and then they line up. It was like everyone sort of run out on the tunnel, so you just run out, but the legs were a bit jellyish. And then I think at that time I think Newcastle were in the cowshed end that day, weren't they? I think we'd given them the cowsheds for that game. And for whatever reason, Joe Murphy was down. We were down that end, so I was warming him up down that end. And I remember the last one, I warmed him up to get his hands nice and warm, and I thought, I'm scoring a goal here, so I chipped one over him. I got a nice cheer off the Newcastle fans. So yeah, there was certainly a little bit of jelly legs going out. And again, when I still remember, like, walking to the centre circle and you're looking at the Kop, like, completely full. You look to your left, completely full, and obviously the same on the right. And it was, yeah, very, very, very cool experience.
Just to pick a few things out from this. So this game is a week before the cup final, which is amazing in itself, given that the amount of amazing big games Tranmere had at that point. I've spoke to Joe Murphy about this game before as well, and he will tell you that it was his first game back from injury. If you remember, he was out for a long, long time after that Middlesbrough game where I think he did his collarbone. And then Aldo throws him back into the starting lineup for the Newcastle game, and it basically proves to be a fitness test for the Leicester game, and he plays the Leicester game a week later. The Tranmere lineup that day, Murphy in goal. Your back four, Hazel and Roberts were the two fullbacks, with Challoner and Babb as the two central defenders. Can only assume that Clint Hill was suspended. Gary Jones, Nicky Henry, and Alan Marn were your three midfielders, with David Kelly and Andy Parkinson playing wide of Wayne Allison up top. The Newcastle starting lineup absolutely stacked. Given in goal. The defenders on show were Warren Barton, Nikos Dabizas, Didier Dome, Helder and Aaron Hughes, Kieran Dyer, Gary Speed, the two central midfielders listed on their squad list, and then Kevin Gallagher, Duncan Ferguson and Alan Shearer up front. And like, my memory of it is how close Tranmere came. Newcastle went 2-0 and 3-1 up, but Tranmere came back at them. Gary Jones getting one in the 76th minute and nearly pulling off something spectacular.
Yeah, it was one of them nearly games, wasn't it? But I mean, you listen to some of the names on their squad there, isn't it? And it's, I mean, a Ferguson Shearer front two. I mean, one, it would scare the life out of you, wouldn't it? And two, like to keep them out was always going to be quite a tough task. But no, I think it was typical of our performances at that time, where we were 100 mile an hour. We left everything out there, and a close but no cigar moment.
Do you have any mementos from that day?
Don't think I do, actually. You know, obviously I got the kit at the time. They give you the kit for the day, which I think I already had. In fact, yeah. So I had the kit already, but then they brought one out for the cup final with like the Worthington Cup 2021 on there. So I got that one sort of instead on the day. But no, I don't think there was anything. I've obviously got the program still at my mum's somewhere, and that was signed. Photos. I've got the photo where. Oh, the photo is somewhere, probably in this house somewhere. That I'll try and dig out and send a photo to you. I was a bit of a full kit. You know, I think I had my shin pads on, which in hindsight is a bit cringeworthy, but you never know. I might have got a call up at last minute, but yeah. So we've got the photo, and then obviously I got some autographs like Alan Shearer. I remember being particularly good with everyone around the tunnel. I think he came off from the warm up. He must have been there for about 5 minutes signing for people, which was great to see. Obviously, big game, and he still knew he was the England captain, and he looked after everyone. So yeah, that was a nice. It could have been better, obviously, but still a great memory.